Scene one, Apple, take one.
Tell me about yourself.
I'm a dedicated architect with over 15 years experience. I've worked on several projects in London, Hong Kong, and Tokyo. I'm a member of the Royal Architectural Institute of Canada, and previous employers have commended me on my unique solutions to different problems that we've had on various projects.
Okay, great. What would you say is your greatest weakness?
The immediate thought is that we're going to have to build some brand new workstation or tear down half of the office to accommodate this individual.
I think it was a doubt, not in my mind, but others people, When I was hiring, and my colleagues, even the housekeepers, they were pretty doubtful that will they be able to perform.
Some employers will say, we'd love to hire somebody with a disability, but we have a business to run. So that's the biggest problem, is perception. It's getting your head around the fact that someone with a disability is also someone with multiple abilities.
So this was a first job, and also a first place job. So it takes a lot of responsibilities. Transfer calls and fax and have make pamphlets. I found a little bit nervous because it's an actual thing, and so that's different for me. But I got a hang of it and feel really good about that. Makes me feel positive and nothing's all about.
I can't believe I'm looking for work again. It's been over 10 years since I had to look for a job.
Is there any way that the firm that bought you guys out can actually hire you back in some capacity?
No, they're not hiring anybody. I suppose, getting the applications and sending out the resumes isn't so bad, but it's the interviews. Yeah. Right away, their eyes get wide and they're thinking, oh man, we're gonna have to spend all sorts of money to make accommodations for this person. And
no, I mean, that totally sucks. I mean, they're just trying to mitigate risk. They see you and they think risk. But I mean, the reality is that you've got tons of experience. You've got all these projects with your name behind them. You just need to get in front of the right people. Like these guys, North Shore Disability Resource Center, you should totally call them.
I'm not a charity case.
I know you're not a charity case. These guys are like connectors in the community for people with disabilities.
You think?
Totally. I mean, you definitely need to adjust your resume. I'm not even sure they have that font in Word anymore.
NSDRC has been with us almost from the beginning, since Jody was an infant and as she got a little older. And they've been really helpful in helping me to figure out what the connections in the community are, where to go for service, and now that she's an adult, into employment services. And this has been our really big focus, because this is for forever. This is her independence.
My biggest downfall of finding a job was having heavy social anxiety and having the lack of confidence in looking for a job. NSDRC helped me a lot. They enrolled me in a Step 1 Actors Workshop, and that helped me basically get over and control my social anxiety and get more confidence in finding a job. My first paid job was at the Comfort Inn Hotel. Miss Jenny went and asked Deepak if we could get volunteer work, and Deepak said, we won't have them volunteer here. If they're going to come here to work, we will pay them.
We will not take free work from them. Inclusion is not a political correctness, Inclusion is basically a smart way to do the business.
The reason that somebody with a disability would be hired is that they can do this job. And they might be just as good, if not better at it, than somebody who doesn't have a disability.
Sometimes I found they were exceeding the standards, They could do the room in such a way that guests would be delighted. So much so I have received handwritten notes by the guests giving thanks and kudos to the housekeepers. And we found it was either Andrew, Daniel, Emily.
It is an amazing place. I love my coworkers, I love my boss, and I can't wait to go to work every single day.
So I look at this group as a strength, you know. And this is no exaggeration. This is my personal experience.
Your answers are getting really good, but they're going to ask you the tough questions.
What would you say is your greatest weakness?
So far, my biggest challenge has been incorporating landscape into my designs. I'm taking a horticulture course to help me understand more about the needs of green design.
What would you say is your greatest strength?
Finding inclusive design solutions that other architects may overlook. I was part of the proposal team for an art museum, and I was able to incorporate the ramp into the stairwell approach. This garnered us an international award. I believe adding accessibility into the beginning of a project saves time and money in the end.
When can you start?
We all have challenges, but it's how to learn from it. This is what it is. So always learn something each day.
Lots of times you'll get a very different approach to problem solving from someone with a disability. People that have disabilities participate in life very differently, and you are getting that, getting that different perspective in your workplace.
Once we start experiencing what we have experienced, I think you'll always look for set of people like them. Not only meet, they can exceed your expectations.